ready are we with artificial intelligence in Nigeria? That's the big question. As AI becomes increasingly prevalent, it is being shaped by key trends such as widespread connectivity, a vibrant startup ecosystem, financial technology and digital payments, e-governance initiatives, and the rise of cybersecurity and data protection. Joining us in the studio is technology expert Stephan. Oniya. Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy New Year.
Same to you.
It's good to have you join us on this set.
Oh my God, this is I'm blown away.
Really?
I don't think we have anything like this in Africa.
But I'm glad you're still seated. That's why being blown away.
Seriously, this is a fantastic edifice.
The power of technology.
Yeah,
you can
oh,
see
amazing.
the difference.
The difference is clear.
Right. Develop, some would say. All right, let's talk about AI for a bit. There are those who would say that we talk about AI, artificial intelligence, but the context of what it is about is not really understood. So we'll start from there, breaking it down. Then we'll now talk about how best we can use it for misinformation, disinformation, and all of it, addressing all of that.
Artificial intelligence is an evolving technology, and at its nascent stage, it's actually not even fully developed. And globally, across the world, it's evolving because it's still going to move from, we are still talking AI now, it's going to be some advanced technologies across the world beginning to talk AGI, or artificial general intelligence, and it is going to evolve to ASI, artificial super intelligence. It's a technology that the more we research into it, the more we bring up new, fantastic, and amazing products. As a matter of fact, it's been established that we've not even scratched the surface, but there are experts across the world that are saying this technology, we are moving at the pace that we are moving is too fast, it's too rapid, because people are not being carried along. It's being limited to it's becoming a specialty field where a few group of people knows how to create, build, and use it. So, but nevertheless, it's something we need in this age and time. We need this kind of technology, and we need to evolve. And there are companies across the world that are at the forefront of this evolution. We have Microsoft, we have Google, we have NVIDIA, we have a lot of them pioneering it.
So why is it that at this point? No, of course, ages passed. We survived without it because there are concerns. Just some weeks ago, we saw a 14-year-old boy in Florida chatting with an AI chatbot, and he committed suicide because as a result of that, may God rest his soul. But where would you categorize that in all of this conversation? As much as we say we need it, we see the downsides, and it's become worrisome.
Well, first, I'm going to start with a quote by Steve Jobs. May so rest in peace. He said, technology is just a tool in the hands of people, and what you make of it is depends on the person using the tool. You see, this artificial intelligence is just another technology, and we cannot stop the bad actors from using it the same way we have the good actors actually using it right. So we are going to experience more disadvantageous use of artificial intelligence in this age and time. And people have been calling for regulation, which is how do you control the creation and use of artificial intelligence. We are not there yet because we currently don't have a robust body of regulation that can help people building it to be compliant, transparent in the way they build these solutions. Also, we can't stop the people who wake up one day and spread fake news with these artificial intelligence tools. The idea behind AI is how many people wants to use this tool productively, and how do we control the use of the bad actors. You see, I'm one of those that believe, based on my experience in practice, that we're going to get to a time where there will be sufficient regulation for this technology. And yes, we can't completely stop the bad actors from taking advantage of this tool to their own bad ways, in their own bad ways. But nevertheless, we can get to a level where it will be well controlled and everyone will get the benefit of this tool. You know, there was a professor that, I forgot his name, that said AI will bring progress. AI will bring prosperity. The time is coming when you would go to the barbering salon and you just tap on the screen, and a robot will just barb you and hairstyle you pick on the screen. That's progress. That's
really
that's progress. There will be the technology has a way of bringing prosperity. If you look at the job descriptions we have today, there are some job descriptions we never had before. Now people are engaged as SC, search engine optimization specialists. People are engaged as social media influencers. Now it's creating opportunities. Technology always creates opportunity. That is what technology is all about. It will create new ventures. It will create new ideas, new industries.
Humans redundant, so to speak. Because recently I was having a conversation with a family friend, my apologies, Ibrahim, and the person was talking about how a friend's child failed exams because all she was using was AI to answer her questions and all of those. And I think the school could check and realize that this lady wasn't reading, wasn't studying, but just feeding off AI at the end of the day. Isn't that rendering us redundant?
Okay, I don't think it's AI that's rendering us redundant.
We chose
to be redundant because the truth is upskilling and cross-skilling is going to be a major topic in the future. So the time is coming where technology will do so much that you would not have a choice than to move out of your comfort zone and adopt this technology to do good things. You see, I'm one of those that I'm not a prophet of doom with technology. And I believe technology has its way of revolutionizing our mindset and the way we do things. Yes, people use AI to cheat a lot. As a matter of fact, I've been in an interview. I just discovered there's a tool that when you're doing a remote interview, they are reading the answers. As you're asking the questions, the tool is transcribing the questions you're asking, giving them answers, and they're actually reading it.
Really?
I just discovered that. So I realized people can actually cheat on a remote interview with AI.
Wow.
And these tools are actually there online. There are companies that provide these tools as standard products. Now, this is what we're talking about, regulation. Such tools shouldn't be allowed to be sold in the public market. But currently, we don't have sufficient regulation. Now, the truth is, we might see the bad actors being at the forefront of the use of AI, because they seem to be doing well with it. They seem to be getting innovative products that really bypass standards with it. But that does not mean that in the future, we will not have the regulation that will curb all these things in place.
So if you check online, there are some things that we have AI algorithms, that are actually employed to, filter or remove harmful content on social media platforms. But during election, we've seen how AI is a double-edged sword, helping one way or the other, and also bringing up deepfakes about certain personalities or certain issues that have happened. And then you think, yeah, that's the original person talking, or some of the things that you're doing. But how do you think we can, well, you say we are not there at the regulation, but how do you think we can, one way or the other, maybe ethical, regulation, one way or the other, so that while we regulate AI, we also do not stifle, civil liberties, like freedom to express yourself?
Now, you see, I'm going to start with a research that was conducted by Bristol University. It was actually released. You see, it was released by a cognitive scientist called Stephan. People tend to believe what they want to believe. When you see content that aligns with your beliefs, your political opinions, you tend to believe it without thinking twice or questioning that content. Also, the science forges an experiment where they publish content online with a misleading headline deliberately. It's a misleading headline, but the content will let you know this is misleading and we did it deliberately. A good percentage of people did not even read the content. They took the headline and they shared it, commented on it, and promoted it. Now, misinformation is what we have to deal with. Misinformation and disinformation. We have to deal with it. We don't have an option than to deal with it, because it's a reality in this age and time. You see, we've been able to differentiate the difference between misinformation and disinformation and its impact on people. There was another research conducted by the University of Wolfsburg, where they said most of the people that tend to believe fake news easily without questioning it, it's more of something that has to do with their personality trait, and you can't change people. And what I think we need to do when it comes to regulation is tackling the concept of swarm intelligence. You see, people tend to click and share what a lot of people have already clicked and shared. When you see a content, whether it's fake or original, and you see 1,000 comments, 50 likes, or a 500 repost. The first thing that comes to me is to just share it yourself. People don't get to even read the content. The International Center for Investigative Reporting last year started the training for journalists, civil rights activists, and social influencers, trying to teach them how to investigate and question this fake, misleading information. That is part of what we need right now. And the beauty of what the ICIR is doing, the beauty of what they're doing is they're not stopping at the training. The training will start early this year, but they will become a task force to tackle this menace of misinformation and disinformation.
Yeah, is there a way to also tackle this? You know, we see what Dubawa is also doing, for instance, you know, ensuring. But I know that I've been a subject of attack for AI deepfakes. I don't know whether it has affected you, Veronica, because some of our colleagues like Kemi, Abosede, you know, advertising for a particular brand that we do not even know anything about. But this is just a bait for people to be defrauded, you know, to be defrauded rather, and then this, I don't know, one way or the other, we have to do disclaimer on the channel and all of that. So how do you think one can spot that, yes, this is not real? Is there a way, is there some things to look out for so that you will not be a victim of cyber fraud?
That's a very good question. Because the first thing is you need to question the source. You need to investigate the source. Now, I am one of those that believe agents of misinformation are not only those that create it. Those that distribute and amplify it are also co-agents of misinformation and disinformation. Now, if you see a particular content, maybe because it aligns with your political beliefs, it aligns with your ideology, and you choose not to question it at all because you find it convenient to share, you find it convenient to comment on. I think the first step is for those of us that value our original content, for those of us that value genuine content, genuine information, the first thing we do is, where is the source? Where is the source of this information? How genuine is the source? You see, and it doesn't take much to investigate. It doesn't take much. All you need to do is just Google the source. People don't get to do that. And don't amplify content you are not sure about. Even if you believe it, you don't have to share it. You don't have to like it. You don't have to comment on it. Now, like I said about the research, I said most of these things is a function of personality trait because it aligns with your beliefs. It aligns with what you want to, what you expect, your political opinions. So you care less of who this thing ought politically, economically, or whose social well-being is affecting. So basically, it's a function of question the source, investigate the source. Don't amplify, because once you amplify, you are as good as the person that created it in the first place.
So isn't that a reflection of lack of awareness and people not being educated? Because not everyone understands what it means to question something. Not everyone understands what it means to, you know, dig deep to get to the root of where this is coming from and not be a part of a herd community of persons who are forwarding, sharing, liking. In fact, WhatsApp is the worst you can get with regards to these kinds of things. When we are talking about this, how do we bring the matter of addressing the lack of awareness, educating people in the mix of we trying to address misinformation and disinformation as well? That's on the one hand. On the other hand is, if we're talking about having a task force to addressing this, on what regulation are they standing on when we do not have the necessary regulation? How much impact would that make?
That's right. Okay, I think it starts with you and I, like we are doing now. And we are playing a major role in awareness and orientation. Now, I am one of those that believe this sort of menace should not be left to the government to tackle. We need the civil rights organizations, the NGOs, and the media outlets like yours, genuine media outlets like yours, to get involved. Because truly, they are, even on radio, like what Dubawa is doing, a lot of misinformation happens on radio, a whole lot. Now, awareness and orientation is key, but you need to also remember that content is now a revenue-generating measure now in this age and time. People create content. Once you can trend, once your content can get you more followers, once your content can get you more likes, you get to
regardless of what you
share. So now we are moving to an age of information neutrality, where people create content not because they want it to be factual. They just want to trend. They just want to get more followers. I have seen content that I didn't even have to question the source to know this is false. And I see the number.
That's because you are informed.
Good, good. Now, the challenge we have is people don't want to be informed. They
Really?
want to make money.
Deliberately.
They want to make money. You see, the more content is now an asset for revenue.
Right.
Content. Now, people are beginning to see content as long as it trends and it goes viral. And you need to understand that this concept of misinformation on social media is being institutionalized. There are machinery. There are people that have companies that's what they do. Today, there are people that they set up machine. For example, I know we just had a network of fraudsters that is being sponsored by foreign nationals.
Yes.
I am one of those that strongly believe that kind of architecture exists for misinformation and disinformation. And it does not have to be foreign nationals, but that kind of architecture where they are well coordinated, they are well structured, they are a real organization, it exists. Because content is now money. Content, the people make millions of content as long as they can grow their follower base. Now, the kind of awareness we need needs to start from us, ourselves. Those of us that value genuine information. You see, a lackadaisical attitude is also a faulty attitude, where professionals like yourself, you see false information and you don't lend the voice. You don't share it, you don't comment deliberately, but you don't lend the voice. The single fact that you can say this is fake, this is not authentic, and you quote the reason why you say it's not. I do a lot, particularly when I see you sharing WhatsApp information, and maybe on the group I belong, I will quote it and say, no, this is not true, and I will quote my source, and I will explain why it is false. Those kind of small intervention we all give, create awareness.
Quickly, the second question, you haven't answered it, which has to do with, if we are saying that
we don't have the regulation in
we are
place.
having a task force, what are they going to stand on if we want to regulate? Because they are they work symbiotically.
You need to fight information with information. I don't believe we need to start designing body of laws to fight information. I don't think so, because we need if this task force, like the one ICIR is doing now, I am one of those that believe they will be successful. Now, this task force they are setting up is not backed up by any law. But I believe what they will do is this task force will tackle information with information. When they see false news, they will lend the concrete information to that false news so that it can, you see, information is like an hydra-headed weapon. And the more it flows in one direction, if it can flow the right information, it hinders its flow. It reduces its potentials and its potency.
But don't you think that one thing that makes information, the right information, potent and impactful is trust?
Okay, you are very correct. Right. So go on.
So where trust perhaps is lost and people just want to embrace false news, how do you then bring that to bear to address the matter and ensure that we get the right impact? Trust is something that is difficult to build all at once.
Well, when it comes to information engineering and the spread of information, particularly, trust is key. We understand that, particularly when you have trust in your source, whether it's fake or original, when you have trust in your source. But you see, we also need to appreciate the freedom of speech, the freedom of self-expression. You see, I am one of those that believe anybody can say whatever they like. But when you give fake news and people trust you because you align with their expectation, with their belief, their political opinion, you are putting the good or the authentic news in. Some people will also trust you, and they will share your own information. The trust is both ways. I trust the fake news. Some people trust the fake news. I trust the authentic news. Some people trust the authentic news. I don't believe we need to design a body of laws around this. It's going to become it's going to hinder freedom of speech and self-expression.
But talking about trust, if you want to expand it, if you look at some of the media giants, because you're saying that media also has, a responsibility in ensuring that, we do not, be a purview of fake news. But look at some of these media giants. For instance, if you look at the BBC, if you look at the CNN, they've been accused of, propaganda, especially in the coverage of the election, and also the Israel-Palestinian genocide. You see that Instagram is one way or the other trying to maybe moderate or stifle sharing of visuals, images, or videos of what is going on in genocide, they will just target fake news. Another will come say, no, this is not fake news. Why are you not allowing me to share? But you're allowing, this media giant to share when it has been established that what they are, posting are not even accurate. So if some of these media giants, or those, let's just call them those who control the narrative, the propaganda, are doing this, and she mentioned trust, because some people trust them, they say, yes, this is what we want to see. But a lot of people know that, yes, after doing our research, we realized like DDN and so TRT, they say, no, this is not correct. So how do we now come in as, journalists, you yourself, what do you think we can do to ensure that, yes, we maintain balance in all of this? Beautiful.
That word balance is really key for me, because trust is both ways. Trust goes both ways. If some people trust fake news, if I see a source from Veronica, I probably won't even read it. I'll just know it's authentic. I probably just share it.
Why? Because I
trust her. If I see information from you, if you share something with me on WhatsApp, I'll probably just share it without even thinking. But I trust you.
Even if my intent was malicious.
Of course, I would have read. But I might not question you as a source as much as I will question someone I don't know.
That's right.
Now, you see, the same way I trust you, the same way some people trust those fake sources. And you can't blame them for their trust. You can't. I have the right to put my trust in where I want to put my trust in. It's my right to, I exercise my right in trust. I don't have to control it. That's why I'm saying it's a fight between two forces. And these forces, they are opposite forces, moving in opposite direction. Now, the most potent force would win this battle against misinformation. Now, the problem we've had so far is the actors of fake news, they are more trusted because they generate more content.
Right.
And they
have the
resources.
Yes.
Exactly.
And the actors of the genuine information, they are like a bicycle, like I say.
They are the underdogs.
They are the one that just read and just say, this is fake, I won't share. But I won't lend the voice.
So they need to be more proactive.
Exactly.
Is that what you're saying?
So that their force can be potent. Like I said, information engineering, you need to fight information with information. You don't fight information by limiting freedom of speech or freedom of self-expression. If those of us that believe in original news, genuine, authentic information, those of us that believe in that, we need to lend a voice. When you see a fake news, when you see a misleading information, don't just ignore it and say it's fake. You have to say something. You have to share and put a original content so that news can reduce its potency and wane away over time. That's what we need to do.
Stop being like a Desical Ibrahim. Share that information.
Well, do not share fake news with me, so that I won't have to.
I don't share fake news.
Okay. And he actually trusts you, because I was wondering when he said he trusted you.
And you were wondering why he trusts me. Anyway, Stephan Oniya, technology expert. This is the much we can take, but it's been an interesting conversation so far. Thank you for gracing our studios. Anytime. And it was good having you here. All right.